Yeah, I remember walking into the timeout, three-quarter time, I was like, oh, this is a little bit like our season, right? Good start and solid through the second quarter of it, and then something happened to us in the third quarter, and then we finished strong. So, hopefully that's where we've got to right now, that we're, the ability to finish this season strong. I thought we had talked a lot about our confidence as a group and individuals through the week, and resilience, how to, things are not going to go right, and they didn't go right in that third quarter for that period. And, we stayed strong and stayed confident in the fourth quarter. So, it's pleasing just to have those moments and find a way through it.
How much do you think the guys just needed one of those games where, just say, you had to fight through and then at the end you could come out on top of it?
We just needed a really good win. And I think, part of confidence is making yourself believe. And, I think we made ourselves believe in the fourth quarter that, keep our guys out of foul trouble, keep them on the floor, get our spacing right. We do have enough people that can create their own shot. And, I thought Milton and Tyson were really good. Where just the switching bogged us down for a period of time in that third, and we just couldn't find advantages. And, we just spaced it a little bit better in the fourth and found something. So, good for our group. Obviously, we Barlow and Tanner and Tommy go away for Boomers right now. I think our practices will have a good energy about them, leading into whatever we're playing for in the next game.
How big was it to have Tyson being so aggressive tonight, looking for his three ball in particular?
Yeah, it's been a push for us all year, and I think he's just really understands how much we need him, and his speed is just one of those advantages, and we saw him get a pretty easy layup, late in the fourth quarter as well. And so, what did he get up 10 threes tonight or something like that? So, I thought he was great at both ends.
How much have you had to work with Tyson on, really instilling that confidence and his motivation within him to be confident in his shots, to get it on? You got up 21 field goals tonight.
Yeah, he's he wants to do the right thing. And we wanted him to be a real defensive key for us. We wanted him to get other people involved, and the way it's kind of worked out with just CG was being a little bit hurt the last few games, and Shea out. It's like, we just need more, and right now, and we're asking more of him, and he's delivered.
What was the message at the three-quarter time where Sos had that 12-point third quarter, and then you guys wait to sort of see how you respond?
Yeah, I thought it was more about us offensively. Soap's going to have patches where he, makes tough shots, and we wanted to win the 3-point differential tonight, and we found a way to get there, making 14 ourselves and holding them to 11. And I look at those 11 and I say, I think there's 4 that we can still change, and adjust and be better on. And a couple of those were him, where he came off ball screen and kind of sat in a pocket, and we just didn't want that tonight. We wanted to make sure that we were really chasing over and contesting and making it a little bit more harder for him. So, the message out of that one was, hey, just compose ourselves. As I said, this is our season right now. Let's finish it the right way.
Josh King said you sort of beat them at their own game. You guys had 20 overboards tonight. Was that a point of emphasis coming in?
I just think with the lineups that they put out there, and John Brown, helping everybody, and I thought it just left Jesse at the rim a lot. But big credit to Tanner Krebs tonight. I just thought, him coming in, picking up 10 rebounds, had a possession there, massive defensive board, massive offensive board down the other end. Probably could have put it back in, but we pulled it back out. And so, I thought there was rebounding's been our biggest thing all year. When we talked about what was the improvement from the last 2 years, we just wanted to be better at rebounding, and I think we've emphasised it. And great that it stood up in a big game tonight.
Milt, it's the first time this season yourself, CG and Tyson have all had 10+ points. I'm pretty sure. What sort of felt like it clicked for you three tonight?
I think everybody was aggressive. And made some shots. The biggest thing, but just being aggressive. The way they play defense, you kind of got to use their aggressiveness against them. So I think Tyson started it with his pace and getting out running and putting pressure on them in the paint. than just trying to get CG some easy looks.
Dean and Reece have spoken about a fair bit over the last 2 to 3 weeks of, on the offensive end, just getting the ball to pop around a bit more. How have you sort of viewed that progression over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think our forwards have actually helped us. Finn, KB, doing a good job of getting out on the break and getting it second and third side. So them getting the ball in their hands more and letting them dictate the offense a little bit.
Bill, you've been in the program for a fair while, seeing what imports need to do. How have you seen how Tyson's adjusted to being an overseas import this season? And, as you say, finding where he needs to take his shot, where he needs to be assertive.
Yeah, he's doing a great job to be so young and to be his first year over here playing. I think he's one of the best I've seen in the first year. So he does well scoring the ball and knowing when to get others involved. And he's a pest on defense. One of the best guards in the league at guard. He guards 1 through 3 and all the other team's best players, and he's doing it well.
Milton, how crucial is tonight's win just for team confidence going in?
Yeah, we've been talking about confidence a lot, and I think games like this, you're playing against one of the better teams in the league that's on a roll in the way they play the game. It just builds confidence getting a win, getting one under the belt, especially this type of game. You go through the ups and downs of it, and you figure out a way to win. I think that's playoff basketball, and it's a good momentum builder for us.
Personally, you look ready for a good playoff performance on an individual level.
Yeah, that's what all we've been talking about. So yeah, trying to get myself there and bring the guys along and make sure everybody's ready. Like I said, it's a new season right now, going into playoffs. So it's 0-0 to everybody, and we beat every team that's playing in this playoff. So yeah, I think we're ready.
A monster performance from Jesse tonight, Dane?
Yeah, no, I thought he was great. Thought he was really patient when he got over boards and just took his time and dropped it in tonight. I thought there were some opportunities early. Could we throw him some lobs? We didn't quite connect perfectly on those ones, but I thought he demanded the basketball in the post at different times, and when we saw all that switching and probably when a lot of that switching happened, we probably didn't have him on the floor as much, and so he's just a tougher one to switch onto, and the gravity that he pulls in once they do switch, and he's got a smaller guy on his back, and so that looked better in the start of the fourth quarter when we started that. So yeah, we had Chris Anstey come and talk to us about the 2006 championship team and talked about some really positive things about our group, and hopefully Jesse took some things from Chris and had just how talented he was.
How frustrating was the last couple of games not to be there? Were you comforted with the fact that Reece was leading the show, and how good was it to be back involved tonight?
Yeah, it's only a week ago, and I had the operation last Thursday. I have very limited recollection of the game that night. I was still coming off surgery, and so I was trying to watch my phone, but I couldn't even concentrate, and so that one's just a blur. But yeah, sitting at home, watching the game, trying to look at it really differently. I didn't turn the commentary on. I just put some music on and watched the game, and really looked at our body language, and I thought it was something that we just needed to improve on. We really spend too long being upset or whatever, and so there was a real focus about us tonight about just trying to move on quickly, and there was possible a couple of challenges, but I thought we were just better. All right, go on, move on. What's the next thing that we got to do? And that's a really important point in the playoffs. That if you hang on to a play for 2 or 3 possessions, it can really hurt you. And as a group, we were much better with that tonight.
Yeah, did you feel as though the energy was as good as it's been for a long time tonight?
Yeah, I was trying to be way more upbeat myself, and if there was mistakes, to just kind of talk about what was going on with people and how they fix it, and make sure I trust them. I was trying not to pull people out when they made mistakes and let them go for a few more possessions and try and make up for it. I thought we saw some errors tonight that people made, and they were great in the next 2 or 3 possessions. They had to refocus and played with a higher intensity, and so if we can keep doing that, we're in a good place.
And how good was it to see the boys react to that 19-0 run? End up pulling out the win.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice, right? And, we put ourselves in a great position, being up 16 there for a period of time, and they made their run, and we were yeah, I just thought we just needed to be way better offensively through that patch. Yeah, there's such a talented offensive team, and they're always going to make a run somewhere. And yeah, just to have a 27-point last quarter after not scoring the ball very well at all in third, it's a real positive for us.
Then you talk about you have no choice in that, but there have been occasions this year, maybe not to that extent of the 19-0 run, where you've sort of had leads or been in games and teams have put a run on and you haven't had that punch to hit back. Like, what was different about tonight, I guess, and is that something that you need to really focus in on as you go into the playoffs to say, hey, this is what we do and this is what we're capable of?
Yeah, obviously massive talks about resilience and how you respond and what do you do next. And so yeah, when I talk about we didn't have a choice, we're talking about the last game of the year. We're talking about trying to get to we have to win to give ourselves a chance to get fourth spot. And we don't have enough moments left in the season to say, oh, we can let one slip. No, you can't let it. Whatever happens, we can't let it slip. We've got to make adjustments and move on. So yeah, pleased that we did it though. Yeah.
You'll be watching closely tomorrow night?
I don't know. I'm not. I was talking to the coaches before. The year that we missed the playoffs, and we're watching DJ Vasiljevic miss some threes over in Perth that I thought were pretty good looks and different things. So I think I'll watch it and I'll check in on it. But again, we can't control anything. So whatever the outcome is, whether we're playing Tassie, whether we're playing Southeast, we're going to know pretty soon who it is and get ready for them.
Thank you.